Today we'll discuss about first cloud computing, like basics, understanding how cloud works. Then we have to discuss regarding quality of services, VPN, AI. Okay. So now to understand this cloud, we will be understanding this with the help of one example, one scenario. For example, there is one company that is A. Okay. And one more company is there that is B. Two organization is there. Now they have to manage their resources. For managing their resources, what happened that they have purchased one server. Same, they also B company is also having its own server. Now, why they have purchased the server? What is the importance? What is the requirement? We can say for storage purpose, they have a server. Now, for what? Like to maintain database. Okay. About what? Database about employees, customers, right? And we can say any other records. For that, for all these functions, what they have done that they have purchased one particular physical service. So this is what this is a physical server, and this is also a physical server. Now what happened that they have a server to manage all these things, to manage the database for employees, customers, and other records. Apart from that, what we can say? Apart from this, any other uses for the servers? Huh? Tell me. Web hosting. For a storage purpose, they can have. For running certain virtual machines, they have used their own servers, right? So for web hosting, we have for running certain virtual machines, they require a server. For storage of files, file servers, everything. Now, what happened that these two servers is individually accessible by their own individual companies, right? By A and by B. Now, what happened that the business of A and B was not running good. So this they decided to scale down their physical infrastructure. Now, one more thing that if they require a physical server to deploy these physical servers, what are the things required to deploy physical servers? It requires one is what? Space it requires. Then power consumption will be there. Then all its setups, like we can say all the physical specifications to set up the server. Then we require one expert to handle the server. Then what it requires? Maintenance. All these things is required, right? Then if you have bought a physical server, is it possible for you to sell it again? To sell back? Or if it is possible also, is it possible for you to again buy it? Right? No, it it happens, right? So now if I have this server, so it is not possible for me to sell it back, right? So now what happened is business of A and B is not running good. So in that case, A wanted to sell its own server, physical server, but it was unable to sell. Or it was able to sell also. Then after some time, what happened? Their business was running good. So again, they wanted to have the physical servers. So every time, what is required here? Management, right? Every time you need to manage these resources. All these physical resources will be managed by a single organization when you have a physical service. In this case, you cannot scale up and scale down, right? No, to manage physical server individually by a specific organization requires all different aspects that we have written above. Correct? No? Now, in this, a scale up and a scale down is not possible. Once you have bought the physical server, it is very difficult to sell it again. And once you have sell it again you have to plan to buy a new server. And it is also going to be very costly for you, right? So what happened that in the market, a new company came, company C. What this C company is telling, that see, I am having a very big server. Okay. I'm having a very big server. Now, what it will tell to A and B that if you want, you can deploy your all the info, all the files, and all the database to my server. Same, it will tell to B also that you can also do the same thing. That instead of having your own physical servers, you can use my server for hosting virtual machines or for web hosting or to maintain database of the employees, customers, or any finance database, anything, all the records you can put into my server. Now, A and B will ask, what is the advantage will I get if I will put all my things to your servers? So C will tell that I will provide you a scale up option. And even what? Scale down. It means that whenever you don't require all the services, you can return it back. When you want to get it back again, then you can purchase it. It means that he's telling you that I will be giving you what? I will be giving you on demand services. Right? What it gives? On demand services. Whenever I want the service, I will take. If I don't want, I will not. Right? And even whatever services you are going to use there, for that only you will be paying here. It is a good option. Now, what will be the concern for A and B? That okay, fine, you will be giving me all this particular merits. So if I will be uploading all my information to your server, then what is the security level? Right? You want that it should be secure also. So that physical servers host that the company who is going to host this large physical server will tell you that we will be giving you all the authentication criteria, like you can use username and passwords, and even you can set the criteria that who can access this particular physical servers. So in this, what we're going to do here, that we will be having a very large server. Based on that, certain section will be provided to a particular company, certain section will be given to a different company. So right, and this is called as what? Cloud computing. So in this, what happens? That there will be certain companies who is going to have a very large physical servers. That physical servers is being accessed by multiple different individuals, and this is called as a cloud computing, right? So what it provides you? It provides you a scale up option, scale down options, and even on demand services. Right? So who are these companies? See, like I have written here that there is one company C who is going to do all these things. Who is that C company? It can be Amazon Web Services. It can be Microsoft. Azure. It can be GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Okay. These are the different giant companies in the world who is going to provide you the cloud computing. Apart from that, apart from these three companies, even also we have certain other companies like we have IBM, Oracle, or one is the Alibaba from China. All these companies are there who is going to provide you the cloud computing. Hmm? Yeah. And one more that new will come, Reliance. Okay. Now, here what happens that in the GCP, Google Cloud Platform, we used to get 15 GB free space. Like if you will observe Google Drive access, it provides you what 15 GB free space. After that, you have to pay and use, right? So see what it says, that cloud is a network of remote servers that provides on-demand computing resources and services over the internet. So it means that here what is happening here, that this is my location of company A and company B, whereas my server is located with company C, that too also at different location. That's why it is telling you that this is a remote access server, right? So it says here that it is a network of remote servers. Now, these resources includes what? Computing power, storage, network capabilities, and among others. That we will be using this particular servers for storage purpose also, for running certain network capabilities also, and all other activities. We will be getting multiple different options. And one more advantage that users can access these resources and services from anywhere at any time as long as they have the internet connection. So we can, if let's say, if we have a server, so we can access that server from anywhere. Just what is required? Net connectivity is required. Correct? No? Then cloud computing allows the businesses and individuals to avoid the cost and complexity of owning and maintaining their own physical servers and infrastructures. It means rather than deploying their own physical servers, maintaining their own physical servers, the work has been reduced now. Correct? No? All this work has been given to a different company. Now, the cloud is a fundamental technology underlying many modern digital services that can be included like a web applications, mobile application, and online storage solutions. So we can use these services for running various things, not only for the storage purpose. Even for example, if you have to access, like we can say, we want to have a virtual machines. So that virtual machines has been hosted where? On a server. Now you will be getting what? The IP of that particular server. And then you will access that particular server using the IP, and you will be able to do all the changes and the configuration on that particular physical servers remotely. Getting the point? Getting? So all this advantage it provides. See, what are the characteristics of the cloud? It is saying that it is going to provide you on cloud, on demand self services. It means that whenever they need them without requiring any intervention from service provider, they can use that. So it says that it enables users to quickly access and easily access the computing resources and services whenever they need them. If you want a physical server for storage purpose, you have to do research and development. First thing, you have to buy a physical servers. You have to deploy that. All the things is required. But I want to take a service, just you go to the particular web page, purchase that, give your credit card details, do the payment, you will get all the things. Nothing is required. And you can put your files, everything over there. Right? So on-demand services. Then what we have? Broad network access. What do you mean by this broad network access? It means it is telling that we can access this cloud resources using a wide range of the devices. We can access through desktop, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. Correct, no? We can have all these things. Even you can access this with that desktop. If you have laptop, you can access from there also. Tablet also, smartphones as well. What is required? Just login credentials is required. Right? So one is what? On-demand self-services. One is what? Broad network access. Then it says resource pooling. Resource pooling means what? That particular, if a particular physical server is belonging to one organization, then what will happen? That single organization will be responsible for managing all the things, and all the things will be belonging to the same single organization. But in the case of cloud computing, a single server is being distributed among other users. That's why here resource pooling is there. So in resource pooling, a large number of physical and virtual resources such as servers, storage devices, and network bandwidth are shared among multiple users and applications in a way that to maximize the utilization and minimize the wastage. Right? So it provides you what? Resource pooling. Then rapid elasticity. How? See, it is a key characteristic of cloud computing that refers to the ability of a cloud resources and services to quickly and automatically scale up and scale down in the response to the user's demand. Now, if you want to scale up, for example, even if you have bought a phone, let's say you bought a laptop only. Now you were telling that my laptop supports 16 GB RAM. I wanted to have 32 or 64. For that, you need to buy one more tube. You have to replace this. Same thing happens with the servers also. If you have bought certain servers, it has certain storage capacity, but you want to increase that. What is required? Again, you have to go for the new devices, right? So in this, it is not providing a rapid elasticity. Whereas in the case of cloud computing, if today I'm getting 15 GB, if it is full, tomorrow I will buy that again new one, a new space, right? That's why it provides you rapid elasticity. This means that cloud services can be rapidly provisioned and deprovisioned for the computing resources such as the servers, storage, networking as needed without requiring any manual intervention. And this rapid elasticity is only like a scale up and a scale down is possible here. Then what we have? Measured services. It means that whatever the services I am using, I will be paying for that only. Right? So cloud providers can measure your services uses and report it to the consumer as a sign of transparency for invoicing the services. Means whatever the services I will be using, for that only invoice will be generated and I have to pay for that only, not for any extra features. So these are what? These are all the advantages or even the characteristics of the cloud computing. Till yet is clear? Then we have types of cloud computing. One is private cloud, one is public cloud, and one is hybrid cloud. Now, what is private cloud? A private cloud is a type of cloud computing that provides computing resources and services over a private network. And in private cloud, the computing resources such as servers, storage, and networking are dedicated to a single organization. In this case, that particular server will not be shared with other individual organization. It is going to belong to a particular organization. Then it is like a what? Private cloud. Then we have a public cloud. It will be shared with multiple organization, like to multiple organization and users. So if we're going to use that particular Google Cloud platform that we have get that we used to get 15 GB. So it can be example of what for public cloud, right? No, where multiple users are going to use that. So in a cloud, the computing resources such as servers, storage, and networking are shared among multiple users who can access them through the internet will be called as a public cloud. So private cloud belonging to a single organization, public cloud shared among multiple different individuals. And then we have what? Hybrid cloud. A hybrid cloud is a type of cloud computing that combines the features and benefits of both public as well as private. So examples can be, let's say one organization is there that is going to have certain sensitive information. So all that sensitive information will be uploading in the private cloud, whereas other information can be uploaded in the public cloud. Right now. So a hybrid is where an organization can use a mix of public private cloud resources depending on their specific needs and the requirements. Correct, no? So it says here that such as financial data or customer records will be uploaded where? In the private cloud or using a public cloud to host less critical applications such as email or any other collaboration tools. Fine. So first thing, what are the characteristics for the cloud? On-demand self-services, broad network access, resource pooling, rapid elasticity, measured services. Types, private, public, and hybrid. Now, if we talk about any particular cloud, for example, if we are talking about Amazon only. So what happens with the Amazon? Wherever we have the servers, that server will be called as a data center. What it is going to have? One data center we have, where we will be having what? Multiple servers, right? Okay. Now, according to Amazon Web Services, the distance between two different data centers should be minimum 100 kilometers. Minimum. Why? The reason, if one location is affected due to any natural calamities, it should not affect other location. So that if all the users are trying to access physical servers remotely from here, if let's say it has got affected due to any natural calamities, then what would happen? That all their services would be transferred to the next location. That's why they are going to have what? A distance of 100 kilometers between their locations. Okay. So in India, where do we have this Amazon Web Services data center? Hmm? In Bangalore, it is not there.
Sir, Hyderabad.
Hyderabad and Mumbai. Data center in India.
Hyderabad.
and even Mumbai also.
Showing in
Mhm.
Hyderabad only, Google, in
No, it is there in zero.
2022.
Okay, it is not there in the Bangalore.
We can say this is the backup of that
Huh?
backup of this data
Backup
center.
means not as a backup, but see, this will be also used by certain other users. This will also be used for with certain users. But why they keep a distance? So that if there is any problem with this location, all the traffic should be diverted towards a new location.
Data will not be
Huh? Huh? We can transfer though. We can transfer because it is not available. No, that's why we can use these resources. That's why, huh? That's why it is recommended to have 100-kilometer differences. Now see one more thing. I will not be explaining you all these things, but certain basic things. Okay, see here. What it says in the cloud, that we have an option of vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. Understand the differences between them. In cloud, what is vertical scaling? When we increase the hardware capacity, like increasing the RAM, it promotes what? Hardware replacement. It means that vertical scaling means, let's say I'm having a mobile phone that is having a capacity of 128 GB. I replaced, I purchased 256 GB. Again, I replaced, I purchased 512 GB. It means what I am doing here? Every time I'm replacing their devices, right? So this is what vertical scaling. We increase the hardware capacity by increasing the RAM. Okay. Or let's say you have a laptop, RAM size is 16 GB. You have taken a new RAM of 32 GB. What you are doing here? With the same device, you are scaling it up. Okay. Either with the help of hardware replacement we can do, or we can increase the capacity of our individual devices by adding certain extra hardware. This is called as what? Vertical scaling. Then we have one more option, horizontal scaling. What is horizontal scaling? Let's say I have a mobile phone having 64 GB capacity. Instead of now buying one more mobile phone of 512 or 128 GB, I have bought one more phone of 64 GB only. Now I have two phones. Again, I will buy third phone. Same. This is horizontal scaling. So add multiple similar types of devices, same capacity of resources is added, that is called as a horizontal scaling. And in cloud, what we prefer? Horizontal scaling. We don't prefer vertical scaling. These are very important terms, very basics. So in cloud, what we prefer? Always horizontal scaling. Huh? Because we wanted to have multiple different servers, multiple different devices that has to be accessed with multiple users. That's why. What is the requirement for the cloud? Having multiple large servers, no? That's why, right?
why they will not increase the size of that particular device? Why they use same size? Business cost.
Okay, tell me that if you have one mobile, how many person can access that?
Yeah,
If I have three,
three.
for the answer.
Yeah.
Now, vertical scaling require testing. What it require? All these testings. See, like we have accessibility. Cloud resources can be accessed from anywhere, and this can be accessed using a protocol that is user interface that is called as a command line interface, or with the help of software that is called as a software development kit, right? We have both the options. Now, cloud help to go global within the minutes. That is correct also. Just within the minute, we can access, we can deploy our resources to the location of any other countries also. When you will visit that Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure Cloud, when you will purchase, it will ask you at what location you want to put that particular resources. So you may choose any resources. It is not that you are located in India, then you will just upload your all the files in Hyderabad location. No, you can upload it at US also, in US also, right? So what it says that in the case of Azure, we have one term that is called as region. What is this region? Region is the geographical location of the server. Region means what? Geographical location of the server. Now, under the geographical location, what we have? Availability zone. First, we have a region that is a very large geographical location. Under that, what we have? Availability zone. What is this availability zone? This is the collection of data center. There can be one data center in one AZ, or we can have multiple data center in one AZ, and it ensures what? High availability, and it is preferred to deploy the application on multiple availability zones so that it is always available. Right now, what is preferred? It is preferred to deploy a particular application on a multiple different data centers, or we can say availability zones, so that it can be always accessible. It means that servers are distributed in different availability zones. And that only we were discussing that the distance between availability zones should be what? Around 100 kilometer in the case of Amazon. Till here it is clear. Now see what it says. How we will decide which reason to use. Like how you decided I wanted to upload my data files in this particular region only. What is the condition for that? The first says user proximity. That user's area near to me. This is the first condition. That I will be trying to upload where the location where is whoever is going to be nearest for me. Second is what? I will be checking for the compliances, all the regulatories, rules, and state rules. If I want to upload all the things to the location of a server where it is located in the, let's say, Ukraine, and at present, what is happening in the Ukraine? War. So I will not prefer by any chance if Russia has destroyed that particular data center only, what will happen to my things? Right? So it depends upon all these other factors also. Correct? No? Apart from that, cost, labor cost, and maintenance. Let's say that particular server has been located in that particular country where maintenance cost is very high, labor cost is very high. So if that cost is high, it means they will charge more from me compared to if I will be uploading it at any location where the labor cost and maintenance cost is low. So this is also one of the conditions to choose the reason. And then what we have? Services availability. It means that I will be preferring to choose a particular location of a server where it is not getting affected due to any other things like climate, we can say, or any other thing, geographical locations. So my service should be always available. So I will be choosing that things. So it says that what is the uptime and downtime? Around 99.5%. It does not provide you always 100%. Understood this?
Vishal,
Hmm.
in that case, like even if you don't have branch in different countries, still you can have the services,
Right.
irrespective of like if you don't have the branch, you just an Indian company, they don't have.
Right, right. For example, let's say Amazon is not having any data center in India. Then also we can use their services. We can locate or we can upload our files to any other location, right?
If we see the cost thing, like if you don't have in India the AWS, then AWS you're gonna take US or some other country, whereas for Indian rupees, it will be expensive. Then still people are going for that.
Correct. Why? It is preferred. It is preferred.
Okay.
Nowadays, they are expanding that. They are trying to expand all the data centers in different locations of the world. And now, as I told you, in India, we have, and for Microsoft Azure also we have in India, that is there in the Pune and Mumbai, I think. Clear? So all these things is not required for you. Just we have to discuss all the basics only. So what we have discussed till now? One is what? Vertical scaling. Tell me first, what is vertical scaling?
Replacement of the device, like
Hardware replacement, we can say.
yeah.
Hardware replacement. Okay. What is it in here? Hardware replacement, or we can increase the capacity of the hardware. Horizontal scaling.
Add on.
Same multiple hardware devices will be added. So we can say adding multiple similar types of devices. And in cloud, horizontal scaling is preferred. Right? Then we have different services also under this cloud. Like it is based on infrastructure as a services. What do you mean by this infrastructure as a services? Let's say it is providing you infrastructures for accessing everything, like hosting a virtual machines, or like a virtual machines, storage, networking services. So all these types are what? Infrastructure, right? Instead of having a physical router, if I'm having a virtual machines of a router, then it is like what? Infrastructures. So whenever it provides you any infrastructure, then it is called as a infrastructure as a services. IaaS stands for infrastructure as a services. It is a type of cloud computing that provides the users with virtualized computing resources over the internet. Okay. The name only suggests that is a infrastructure. Then what we have? Platform as a services. Like platform as services, it means what? That it is going to provide you a platform for development purpose. See, developers to build tests, deploy applications without having to manage the underlying infrastructures. So rather than having their own physical infrastructures or physical platforms to check purpose, for checking purpose, for deployment purpose, they will be depending upon what? Cloud, and this is called as a platform as a services. So one is infrastructure, one is platform, and the last one is what? Software as a services. So if you are getting any services such as software, then that type of services will be called as what? Software as a services. For example, let's say I am not having Google spreadsheet like Microsoft SQL. I don't have, for example. Now, if I need to maintain an Excel sheet, I would prefer what? Google spreadsheet. Now, it is what like a software where I will be doing all my activities. I will be saving that. So where it is going to be uploaded in a cloud only, right? So I will be getting here what? Software as a services. So examples, see, it is telling me that Microsoft Office we have 365, all these things. So with SaaS, what we does, the providers manage the underlying infrastructures like servers, storage, and networking, as well as software applications and maintenance. This is only you have to search. You will search what? What all the things is being managed by client and what all the things is being managed by the service provider in the case of software as a services, in the case of platform as a services, and in the case of infrastructure as a services. You have to search this. How will you get this? Just on a Google search all this. Services, types of services model. Go to the image section, you will find, right? So as we are going to have all this basics of cloud, so whatever the name that we have written, the provider's name, like Amazon Web Services, or Microsoft Azure and GCP, we are going to have all these different courses out there. If you want to understand how cloud works, everything, how the deployment can be done, you have to go through the individual courses. Most preferred is AWS, then Microsoft Azure and GCP.
Is it included in a CCIE course?
G- mm, I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay. So around we can say 50 to 60% of market is held by Amazon,
AWS.
AWS. Even this Microsoft Azure is also coming in the market, but it will take time. But GCP is very far behind. Okay. Understood the basic understanding how it works, why we require this cloud. Now, when will you imagine the cloud? I hope that cloud will not come to your mind, right? Any questions, any doubt till here?
Sir,
Hmm.
uh, sir, platform as a service is like just we have with all ingredients provided, we just manage them.
Yes, right.
and
So that all the
and
services platform will be provided by the service provider only. Just we have to run our application over there to verify. That's all.
and infrastructure as a service means I design and manage everything inside.
You can say that you will be getting all the physical infrastructure rather than having the physical devices. You will be getting here virtual devices that we can say like a virtual
Oh,
machines. These are the examples of infrastructure as services. If it provides you an infrastructure,
okay, okay, sir.
the first thing is what is quality of services and why do we use this? See, quality of services refers to the tools that network devices can use to manage the several characteristics of what happens to a packet while it flows through a network. It means that you know that whenever you are going to send, so you have a physical connectivity between the devices. Now that particular physical connectivity is responsible for sending and receiving of data traffic, right? That physical connectivity is responsible for both sending also and receiving of the data traffic. Now what happens that if you want to send and receive, then it is going to have certain bandwidth also. Now when you send, particular amount of data is going to consume the amount of bandwidth, right? Now what happens that if you want to maintain that whatever I'm sending, it should be delivered in a sequence and without having any delay. In that case, we need to prioritize our delivery. And how will we prioritizing that? Based on the classification. Let's say you have a data traffic, voice traffic, and video traffic. Now, among these three, who is going to consume entire bandwidth? Like it is
Video.
large file, so it may consume the bandwidth more. So based on that characteristics, what we will be doing, we will be sending the traffic one by one so that all the things will be transmitted without having any delay. And this is done with the what quality of services. So it says that specifically these tools manage the bandwidth made available so that type of packet and the delay the packet experiences. To avoid the delay and to avoid what? The jitter, that is variation in the delay between the successive packets in a same flow, and even to get what is the percentage of packet loss if there is any loss also. So you will be deciding how to maintain the quality of the services, how to maintain the quality of the all the traffic that is being transmitted from source to the destination. So now in this, it says that we will be having one bandwidth. Now, what do you mean by the term bandwidth? The bandwidth refers to the maximum speed of the link. Okay. Now, what is the maximum speed it can provide you for transmission purpose? It is preferred, it is measured in the bit per seconds. Now, delay is what? Delay can be described as what? One-way delay or round-trip delay. Means if the delay is going to be due to the sending of the delay, that we can say one-way delay. So one-way delay refers to the time taken for sending one packet and the same packet arriving at the destination. For sending and receiving, we can say it is a one-way delay. Now, round-trip delay is what? Round-trip delay counts the one-way delay plus the time for the receiver of the first packet to send back a packet. In other words, we can say the time it takes to send one packet between two hosts and receive one back. Means it is sending to two different hosts. One is from one it is getting the reply, and from one it is not getting the reply. In that case, it is called as a round trip delay. What could be the reason for the delay? There can be multiple reasons for the delay. One is what? Propagation delay. Right? The delay that is going to occur while sending the data, while sending the traffic. That could be due to the, let's say, extra consumptions of the bandwidth. In that scenario, we can have propagation delay. We may also have processing delay. While processing the data only, means in this case, in the propagation delay, what happens? That data transmission has started. In the meanwhile, getting transmitted only the delay is happening, then we call it as a propagation delay. Processing delays means what? Yet data transmission has not started. It will be starting, but it is going to process it. All these things, identifying the source and destination, everything. All the classification is being done there. So whenever the delay occurs in the processing, it is called as a processing delay. Then what we have, one more example, queuing delay. Right? Now, I will be explaining you all these three types of delay with a very simple example. Let's say you have ordered your food online. Now, what happens that if there is more traffic on the road, your order will be delayed. So this could be the reason of what? Propagation delay. Now you have ordered, but what happened that that particular restaurant is not collecting the order because it is going to have more numbers of order. So it is delaying the process, right? Even it took the order, so that person who is going to cook, that chef, he is not cooking it at a time. So this could be because of, this is what? Processing delay. And what is a queuing delay? Let's say the delivery person has got your order, but he is going to have so many orders. So one by one, he will deliver that food. That's why we can say it's like a queuing delay. Huh? So there could be multiple reasons for the delay. So there could be the multiple reasons for the delay, right? Now, what do you mean by the term jitter? Jitter refers to the variations in delay. Variation in delay means, let's say for the first time, the delay was 300 millisecond. Later on, what happened? Your delay increased to 310 millisecond. Then later on, what happened? Your delay increased to 325 milliseconds. So the extra delay, that normal was 300, then it increased to 312, then to 310, like means 325 like that. So it is called as a jitter. Refers to the variations in the delay. So in this case, what it says here 1, 2, and 15 is called as a jitter. The differences will be called as what? Jitter. Right now, if normal delay is 300 seconds, but later on it increased to 325. So here 25 is what? Jitter. A variation in the delay. Right? Now what it says, that quality of services, also known as QoS, is a set of technologies, tools, and approaches that you can apply to a network. Now, the goal of the quality of services is to guarantee the network's ability to reliably run the application's traffic despite limited capacity. It means, as you know, that you will be having a limited capacity of a link. That too also I have to send multiple traffic. How I will be sending so that my traffic is also sent, quality is also maintained, and even my connectivity is also not getting affected. So all these things will be done with the what? QoS. And how it does? So some QoS tools and technologies do their jobs by handling different packets differently, throttling the bandwidth in certain circumstances, and changing the priorities on the fly. What is throttling of the bandwidth? In this case, it will dedicate. Let's say I am having a link that is having a speed of 100 Mbps. So it says that among this 100, 15 Mbps will be for data. Rest 25 will be for voice. Rest 25 will be for, let's say 30 will be for video traffic. So like this, what it is doing? Distributing that bandwidth, right? Throttling of bandwidth means what? Distributing among different traffic. Now, as you have to distribute the bandwidth among different traffic, so first you need to classify the traffic here. So that's why the first thing here it involves is classifications of the traffic. So what are the categories of quality of services technologies? There are 6 categories of quality of services technology. What are 6 categories? First is classification. Next is marking. Then we have is a polishing, shaping, congestion avoidance, and queuing. We'll discuss one by one all these things. First is classification. So what happens in this? The name only suggests that classification is the core of the QoS, in which classification is the ability for a device to identify different types of traffic so that you can properly prioritize one over the other. Classification means what? I am going to classify the service means traffic based on data, based on voice, and based on video. So if I am knowing that this is my data traffic, this is my voice traffic, and this is my video traffic, so what we have done here? We have classified that, right? So this is a classification. Once the classification has been done, then what you do? Marking. Like if you remember tagging in the VLAN, what we used to do? Adding the additional information regarding that. So here marking is like what? Marking involves tagging a packet as it enters the router so that subsequent devices can recognize the traffic without needing to spend processing the time to inspecting that. When it receives, it will come to know that this is my video without any inspecting it. Why? Because tagging has been done, right? No. So that particular device does not have to spend time in identifying that what type of traffic it is. This could be avoided with the help of what? Marking. So where marking is what? Tagging a packet. So first what will be done? Classification. Next, tagging. That is called as a marking. Then what it does? Policing. What is policing? See, in the policing, it sets an upper limit. Let's say I have set one upper limit that if this particular traffic is being transmitted, so it has to consume or it has to use only 25 Mbps, that's all. Now, while transmitting, if it is using 30, I have told to use 25. It is using what? 30. It means more than that. In that case, the tool cuts the traffic and does not allow any more. In short, we can say in this case, packet will be killed. Done. It will not be get transmitted again. Right? So policing is what? The tool cuts the traffic and does not allow any more. Same as we have one more that is called as shaping. So shaping is like a policing only, but compared to policing, it is a gentle version. What it does? Shaping is for traffic. In this, what happens that policy might kill the packets to save the bandwidth, but shaping tools holds the excess data in memory and try to transmit it at a later time. It means you have given us that, okay, you have to use 25 Mbps. It is using 30. In that case, you will not kill the packet. You will not allow it to transfer. Just you will hold it. And whenever later on the bandwidth is available, then you transmit it again. So policing will kill the entire packet, whereas shaping will not kill, but will hold in the memory and will be transmitted at later time. That's why we call it shaping is a gentle version compared to what we have the polishing. Then last what we have? Congestion avoidance. So whenever there is a high chance that this particular traffic is going to consume my entire bandwidth, then I will be transmitting it later at last, we can say. So as the router traffic builds up, so congestion avoidance tools looks for the devices that runs the highest risk of consuming the entire bandwidth amount. And this could be avoided, right? So congestion avoidance tools shut down the possibility of congestion by watching for certain limits on our router and then taking the action. And last we have is queuing in the quality of services. So with the queuing tools, you instruct a router to shuffle the packets around to the most important traffic the first. It means one by one the traffic will be transmitted. So first what will be done? Classification, then marking will be done, then polishing and shaping, polishing or shaping, then congestion avoidance, and last queuing, and then the transmission will take place.
So in IP header, there is one field QOS, same like QOS. In IP header type of services, same like QOS.
Like we can say in the case of even in that VLAN also we have discussed that we were having certain called as a DEI, TPID, tag protocol identifier. So that was regarding what? QoS only, quality of services. right? Understood? So this is the basic understanding of quality of services, and even we have discussed the basic of the cloud. Now we'll discuss VPN. What is VPN? Why VPN? First thing. What do you understand by the term VPN?
Data will go in tunnel encryption.
Sir, encrypted web searching.
To keep their identity private and encrypted.
Okay. If I have to send a traffic from router 1 to router 4, what is the option I have? My traffic will be delivered from router 1 to router 2, then from router 2 to router 3, then from 3 to the router 4. Now between all this router, what is required? Routing is required. In this case, all transmissions is based on what? Physical connectivity, and that too also one by one. I want to have a private connectivity between router 1 and router 4, so that everything should be transmitted directly, and this should also be secured. In that case, what I will be preferring here? What I will be preferring? Tunnel. Right? So based on this VPN tunnel, my traffic will get transmitted directly. So we'll create what? A VPN tunnel. So without requiring any further connectivity, I will be having a private connectivity between my devices and between the other devices. In general, how it is preferred, where it is preferred. It is preferred when R1 and R4, they both are from same organization. Okay. If they belong to, let's say there is one company, it has one location in Mumbai, one location in Bangalore. Then if they want to have a communication between them, so instead of going through this other connectivity, it is going to have a point-to-point connectivity, right? And this is called as what? Site-to-site VPN. In this case, we are going to have a dedicated connectivity where R1 will and R4 will communicate using a VPN tunnel, right? Now see what is VPN. So it says that it is a virtual private network, is most easiest and most effective way for people to protect their intended internet traffic and keep their identities private online. Now, as you connect to a secure VPN server, your internet traffic goes through an encrypted tunnel that nobody can see. Okay, nobody can see. It is going to be encrypted in that. So see here what it says. What is VPN? VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It creates a secure, encrypted connections over a public network. It ensures what? Confidentiality, integrity, and authentication of data. Where it is preferred, commonly used for accessing the private corporate network securely, secure site-to-site VPN communication, and bypass geographic restrictions and ensure privacy. So here what we did, bypassing all the geographic restriction in our case, and having what, a privacy and direct communications, right? No, so this could be done with the what, with the help of what, VPN. Now see what it says, types and categories of the VPN. So in the types of VPN we have, one is site-to-site VPN and one is called as a remote access VPN. What is site-to-site? Connects entire network securely. So in the example that I have taken here now is an example of what, site-to-site VPN. These two devices is belonging to a same organization, but location is not same. So between their location, we have created a VPN tunnel. This is an example of what, site-to-site. Now, for example, let's say in this scenario, if you have a router, now there is one individual who is trying to access this router remotely. He is not present in the location. He is somewhere else. He is working from home. Like he is doing work from home. In that case, he want to access this devices, then he need to create what? A remote access VPN. Okay. So one is site-to-site VPN and one is what? Remote access VPN. So it says that when connects individual users to a central network. So when the individual that is present in a different location wanted to access a physical server or any devices through a VPN, then that is called as a remote access VPN. Is it clear? Same as we have one categories of the VPN. One is route-based VPN. One is policy-based VPN. In the route-based, uses virtual terminal interfaces and routing, whereas in the policy, user-defined traffic policies. So in the above case, it is going to use what? Routing. In the down, it defines with the help of policy. Now here it says what is site-to-site VPN. That here we have branch. Okay. Now in this we have multiple users. It is trying to access a headquarter. And for that it requires what? Internet. And between them it has created one VPN. And through that all the transmission is taking place securely. So this could be done with the help of what? This could be done with the help of IPsec. Okay, see, a site-to-site VPN connects entire network over the internet. Now, secure tunnel established between two or more branch or office network, typically used by businesses to connect to headquarters or to connect to a remote offices. Traffic between the sites is encrypted and even authenticated. The traffic between them will be transferred securely. What is the meaning of remote access? See, we have one user. Now he is what? Internal resources. He is trying to access that. So we have clientless VPN, internet we have, and here we have routers. It scans this, then it is going to allow this. So we will be having what? A VPN server. So whenever any traffic is coming, that particular VPN server will be examining that, and then only it will allow to reach a particular destination. Okay. So what it does, that allows the individual's users to securely connect to a central private network, ideal for remote workspace or travelers who keeps on changing their locations. So uses a client software. For that, what is required? A client software. What could be the example of client software? OpenVPN or any connector. These are the examples of the client software that is required. One is OpenVPN and one is what? Any connector. So it provides access to the internal resources as if it is locally connected, but it is remotely located. So in this, what do you have to remember? The examples and what is the meaning of remote access VPN.
Vishal? Side-to-side VPN. So the router should be in the same place physically.
How?
That's what I'm asking. I'm a little confused. Like
No.
they should be have, like you said, like, same place, or even that is like even it is in this different location also, that's fine.
No, they will be in a different location only. Let's say you have two devices. One is at Bangalore location, one is at Bangalore location. Now between them, we are going to create a tunneling, okay, based on the VPN tunnel. Now, in that case, if routing is required, routing will be done. Routing will be done. Then you will be creating what? A VPN tunnel between them. And your traffic will flow from where? From that particular tunnel that you have created a private tunnel. So instead of flowing through what? All the actual path that it should take. So that's why in that case, it is going to have this type of connectivity. Side to side. Getting that it is not that your devices will be at same network. How it is possible? It will be at different location.
So if you see the users, both side to side and remote access are the same purpose solving,
No,
right? And
how
they
it is
both,
same purpose. In this case, what happened that they both are okay, though the devices are at different location, but here also we have a VPN, here also we have VPN service. But here, this side, client side, we don't have anything. No, he has to initiate a connectivity.
only in remote we don't have to VPN tunnel. Here we have to have VPN tunnel.
In that, we will be creating that with the help of client software like a VPN, Open VPN that we have discussed, and AnyConnect.
Okay.
Okay. Now see first, what is this? What is route-based VPN? Route-based VPN means uses virtual terminal interfaces. What it uses? Virtual terminal interfaces. Now, routing decides what traffic goes through the tunnels. I told you, routing will be required here. So it supports what? OSPF, BGP, and it is preferred for scalable and flexible VPN designs. So whenever we are going to provide this VPN using the routing, then that is called as a route-based VPN, right? Even then we have what? Policy-based VPN. Defines the traffic policies using what? ACLs, access control list. When you are going to create a policy, tunnel established only for defined traffic means we have all the traffic, but all the traffic will not be transmitted. Selected services will be transferred using what? ACLs. So similar to configure, but less scalable. Preferred when routing protocols are not needed. ACL will be preferred when we have not used the routing protocols. So in the route-based VPN, what we use? Routing protocols. In the policy-based VPN, we use the policy. We used to create a policy using the access control lists. Till here it is clear, no? Then what happens that we will be having certain cryptography. Encryption we have heard encryption. So what do you mean by this term cryptography? So cryptography is the conversion of data into a scrambled code that is encrypted and sent across a private or public network. So cryptography is what? Encrypting, right? So cryptography is used to protect your confidential data such as email messages, chat, sessions, web transactions, personal data, corporate data, and e-commerce applications. So objective of cryptography, confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. Now we have two types of cryptography. One is what? Symmetric encryption, and one is what? Asymmetric encryption. First thing, what is encryption? Encryption is the process of converting a plain text into a ciphertext to protect data from unauthorized access. Now, why is it used? To ensure confidentiality of data, to protect sensitive information in storage or in transit. So while doing transitions, it should be protected. In that case, we will be using this. Two main types of means encryption. One is symmetric encryption and one is asymmetric encryption. What is symmetric encryption? In the case of symmetric encryption, it uses a single shared key for both encryption and decryption. Key is same for encryption also, for decryption also. So if key is same, in this case, what happens? Whenever encryption happens, so that key has to be delivered to the destination so that it can be decrypted. So in the case of symmetric encryption, as key is same for that, for encryption and decryption. So while sending the data, your key will also be delivered. And once the key is reaching the other destination, then only decryption will take place. Whereas in the case of asymmetric encryption, that key is not required to be shared. Okay. So here what happens, that key must be securely exchanged beforehand. What are the examples of the symmetric encryption? AES, Advanced Encryption System, or DAS or Blowfish. So here it says that this is the plain text, then encryption has been done. This is a secret key. Now this is a ciphertext. Now it reached here. Before that, I got the key, I decrypted that, and this is the key that I have got. This is the plain text I have. Okay, so whenever you use WhatsApp, have you seen that ad of the WhatsApp? End-to-end encryption. No one will be able to read your messages. So it says that if you are sending, when you write the message, it is delivered through a server, then it is going to be encrypted there. Then when it reaches destination, again it is decrypted, then you read the messages. So it says that it provides you what? End-to-end encryption. Right? Now, what is the pros and cons for the symmetric encryption? Now, pros is fast and efficient, and it's suitable for the bulk data encryption. Now, what is the cons? That key distribution is difficult. In this case, as I told you, that key has to be distributed from the sender to the receiver side. And if key is compromised, security is broken. If in the middle only someone has got the key, then what will happen? It will be decrypted there and then and there only. Right? This is the demerit, that if key is compromised, then security is broken. Then we have one more, asymmetric encryption. And it uses a pair of key. So one is public key for encryption and one is private key for decryption. So public key can be shared openly. And in this case, if you will see here, that this is encryption, one public key, and this is a decryption, one private key. So here we have a plain text, encrypted ciphertext. Again, we got the plain text. So in this, what type of encryption we prefer? Have you heard? We have discussed RSA in the case of SSH. So it was based on what? Asymmetric encryption. Revert Samir Adelman encryption. We have discussed in the SSH. Right now, what is the pros and cons here? Pros, solves key distribution problem, enable digital signatures and authentications. What is the cons? Slower than symmetric, and it is computationally intensive. So they both have their own advantages and disadvantages, right? So nowadays we prefer mostly asymmetric encryption. This is all the advantage it is showing you, that it is for the VPN, confidentiality, authentication, verifying that sender of the VPN packet is legitimate and not a device used by any attacker. Data and integrity, verifying a data was not changed as the packet transmitted. Anti-reply, preventing a man in the middle from copying and later replying to the packet sent by the legitimate users. All these features we will be getting in the case of VPN.
So UB key and all comes under this only?
Which one?
UB key also comes like you get it a physical USB device where you have to give the authentication to further changes in your system, and that also comes
Yes.
under.
We can say like that. So this is in the combination of both side to side and remote access VPN, where between them one VPN tunnel will be created. How to create this VPN tunnel? Using what? IPsec. Okay. So it is explaining you all this already we have discussed all these things. What is VPN side to side and what is remote access VPN? So it is explaining that we have multiple users on a side to side VPN. So all that users will be able to access this particular devices using, let's say here also I have multiple hosts. This side also I have a multiple host. So all these hosts will be communicating using what? A secure VPN tunnel between them. Right now. So see here what is written. That VPN often uses the transport layer security protocol to create a secure VPN sessions. What it uses? TLS. So it depends. It is not that always it will be using TLS. It depends types of communication. See here what it says. Typically security protocol for the remote access, what it uses? TLS. For side to side, IPsec. Okay, because when it is going to be used from remote, then it has to access using what? Application layer protocols. So TLS has many users today, but commonly TLS provides the security features of HTTP secure. Today, web browser supports HTTPS with TLS, a way to dynamically create a secure connection from a web browser to a web server, supporting safe online access to any financial transaction. To do so, the browser creates a TCP connections to a server, well-known port number 443 default, and then initializes a TLS session. TLS encrypt data sent between the web browser and a server. And what it does, authenticating the users. Then HTTP messages flow over the TLS VPN connections. So HTTP, that we tell that it is secure. How it is secure? With the help of TLS transport layer security. So in the case of remote access, what it supports? Transport layer security. Whereas in the case of side to side, what it supports? IPsec. Right? So see, what it says that devices supported by one VPN or many. So when you are from remote access, only one devices will be supported. When side to side, it is many devices will be supported. Now, remote access is going to be on demand when any users is trying to access, whereas side to side is going to be permanently created. This is the differences between remote access and side to side VPN. And this we have discussed. symmetric key, public key, all these things. Clear? So first we need to do the routing. Then we have to give the commands for IPsec. And then only tunnel will be created to have the communication. Is it clear till here? So we have completed cloud, quality of services, and VPN. Now we are left with automation and AI. That's all. Two topics. And one more small topic is the network architecture. So again, all these three topics that are left is complete theory only. So tomorrow we'll complete our course. Fine.
Those things are important to be remembered.
Which one?
Quality of services and all stuff. It's the process, how it works, right?
Just if you know all these things, then it's fine. What are the categories of the quality of services? Then what is the differences between delay and jitter? All these things we have to know. Then later on, when you will come to the
interviews
at CCN level, it is not asked. For CCNP level also, it is not much asked, but you have to do this all configuration in the advanced routing for the quality of services.
Okay.
Sir, advanced routing is not part of CCNP?
It is a part of CCNP.
Okay. And sir, how much time required for CCNP, full CCNP course?
CCNP routing 1 month.
Okay.
CCNP switching 3 weeks. CCNP advanced routing again around 1 month. CCNP automation around 3 to 4 weeks. CCNP SD-WAN 3 to 4 weeks.
Almost 5 months.
3 to 4 months.
4 months.
Right?
No advanced switching?
No, we don't have that.
Okay. Because in the schedule, I have never seen the advanced routing column.
It's there. Advanced routing. In that, you will be knowing about all these quality of services and VPN. So in advanced routing, again, you will be discussing about the VPN. There, it will take 3 to 4 classes for VPN, and even you will be doing the configuration for the VPN. Then when we will start CCI security, in that your VPN will take around 1.5 months. Single VPN is for 1.5 months in CCI security. Okay. So we'll stop the recording.